In the beginning there was Eros, and life was its will. The Dragonfly by Dominic Crawford Collins. A distant comet makes its eerie journey through outer space. A sperm swims towards an egg, the face of a human fetus inside the womb, a woman's naked thighs. A dragonfly nymph underwater, the fetus turning. God holds up his creation of Eros, the dragonfly. A dragonfly nymph seizes its tadpole prey. A woman's naked bottom is whipped. A swallowtail butterfly flies over the ocean, the fetus's eyes half open. A woman's face during orgasm, under fast-running water. The moment of fertilization. A sinking galleon. A dragonfly emerges from its chrysalis. The proboscis of a butterfly plunges deep in a flower. The grasping of hands, a flurry of snow in the mountains. The moment of release into the clouds. Flying above and through the giant cumulus clouds, there is a sense of ethereal and timeless beauty, a brilliance of light, white, and distant blue. At a vast distance, visible as a faint stain upon the horizon, is the outline of a giant dome. Moving gradually towards it, we see that the shape is that of a huge glass sphere, what appears as a giant bubble afloat in the heavens. Entering the humid atmosphere within, giant plants and tropical trees grow out of large, limpid pools. Weaving through the primeval boughs and fronds, we come into a clearing in which a majestic, long-bearded figure, submerged to his waist, wades slowly, trailing his long fingers through the water as he walks towards a large, unusual-looking plant. Close-up reveals the face of the ancient deity as he scrutinizes a dragonfly emerging from its chrysalis. In this insect, he has just created the spirit of Eros. Carefully placing the newly formed dragonfly on his hand, he looks benignly at his trophy. Now, drawing a deep breath, he purses his lips to release a gentle zephyr, which launches the insect aloft. Descending through the clouds, the dragonfly now makes its way towards the earth. Far beneath it stretches an endless and vast expanse of azure ocean. In macro detail, we watch the powerful wings of the dragonfly glinting in the brilliant sunlight. From the dragonfly's POV as it flies over the Pacific Ocean, At first a mere speck in the hazy distance, we gradually discern the shape of a small boat sailing across the vast expanse of open water. Cut to the Dragonfly as it suddenly alters its course and heads towards the vessel. A pod of dolphins rises and falls in perfect formation. Pulling back reveals that they are swimming alongside a yacht. Cut to the Dragonfly. Cut to slow motion, a long rope unfurling through the air and landing with a splash onto the water's surface. Now, from the stern of the boat, we see Georgina, an elderly but very elegant-looking woman who's sailing the Pacific single-handed. In spite of her wrinkled skin and silver-grey hair, she has an inner beauty and radiance. Beneath her soft countenance, there is still a glint of youthful mischief in her eyes. We warm to her at once. Zoom into Georgina's face as she peers intently for the outline of the rope she has just thrown into the water. Suddenly she is distracted by the Dragonfly as it crosses her field of vision. She is surprised to see the insect so far from land. Following it with her eyes intently, Georgina soon catches sight of the pod of dolphins as they emerge in spectacular formation out of the water. Her expression cannot hide her delight. Observing them contentedly, Georgina takes a deep breath and, with composed assurance, dives into the water. From underwater we watch the dolphins, and Georgina as she ascends vertically towards the surface amidst a stream of bubbles. From a view above her, we see the length of rope as it hurtles past. Gasping for air at the surface, Georgina has a split second in which to grab hold of the end of the rope and save herself. Cut to Georgina's face as she is pulled along behind the boat. Her heart is now pounding very fast. A dolphin has now broken away from the pod and begun to make its way towards Georgina. We watch Georgina pull after pull as she starts hauling herself back towards the boat. The dolphin now swims beneath her. Georgina pulls herself up out of the water onto the deck. She looks down as the dolphin comes into view. Rolling onto its back, it displays its creamy underbelly and its male sex. Suddenly, it turns and leaps high out of the water, completing a spectacular series of somersaults before disappearing once more beneath the water's surface. Georgina is totally captivated. Emotionally, she says, "My dauphin." Cut to a montage of atmospheric shots of the sun, the horizon, the dragonfly, and the dolphin. Georgina now begins to peel off her swimming costume until she stands quite naked. Though old, her body is still beautifully toned, her breasts still full and shapely, and a dense swathe of pubic hair, albeit pure white in colour, gives her the look of a woman considerably more youthful than her years. Thus she stands and waits for the dolphin to reappear. The music continues to build. Cut to the dolphin appearing again just beneath the surface. Zoom into Georgina's eyes as she glances thoughtfully down at the coil of rope on the deck. Reaching down, she lifts it in both hands and launches it into the air. Georgina now dives into the water. As she surfaces, once more she watches the rope drifting swiftly by. Cut to the dolphin heading towards her and rolling onto its back beneath her. Georgina's grasp is now just within reach of the rope's end, But in that fateful moment, as she reaches out to grab it, she hesitates, and in doing so, it passes just beyond her reach. Georgina watches as the rope and the yacht recede gradually into the distance. Cut to the dolphin, continuing its courtship display beneath Georgina. Beneath the rolling sea, Georgina reaches out and takes hold of the dolphin's pectoral fin. The music continues to build as Georgina and the dolphin fade gradually into the darkness of the ocean's depths together. Cut to the dragonfly, who, with swift, soaring flight, leads us away from the scene and into the title sequence. From the dragonfly's perspective, as the azure sea gives way to a rugged, cliff-lined coast, beyond which stretch rolling green fields.